Welcome into the Meltdown. We are 24 hours away from arguably the most anticipated Meltdown triple threat trivia match ever. We will preview that event following this year's Madam Web release. Sony's next superhero outing has officially been delayed, all while Chris Hemsworth seems to still be extremely apologetic for the way Thor, Love and Thunder was perceived by audiences. And the next Lunceless List will profile and provide the 5 movies that never fail to make Tyler laugh out loud. It's all happening right here on the Meltdown, presented by MyBookie, broadcasting live from the Culver studio.
2 big boys in a tiny studio, teaching you and me about everything they know that makes sound a meltdown. It's the meltdown, time for the meltdown, coming for the meltdown. Let's start the show.
Welcome in, all of you beautiful Meltdonians, to this program that is live every single weekday with you, 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern. Thank you for your support. We'd appreciate a thumbs up there on the stream if you're able to provide it. If you have not yet subscribed, we're on the road to 2,000 subscribers here, trying to hit that goal by the end of the summer season. Lots to get into today. I am your host, Tim Melton. Over on the other side of this experiment, the other half of the Meltdown, typically John Lunsford, but he is still out today, recovering from a procedure that sent him under the knife late last week, which means the respectable Tyler Johns is still playing the role of co-host and executive producer for the foreseeable future. Tyler, happy you're here, my friend.
I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy you haven't voided the contract yet.
I have not voided the contract. To be honest, today, before I got in, Tyler had already put things into the mini fridge as promised there.
Things. It was one thing.
Okay, one thing, but still, it was jarring to me that you have had this sort of tyrannical takeover.
Tyrannical.
Because John Lunsford has decided to
contractually obligated takeover of that one shelf.
I just think
stored a cold brew in there.
I think your ego is growing and growing and growing, and tomorrow will be a chance to see if that is humbled a little bit more. We'll get into that here in a second, but Tyler, me and you, we went to go see Alien in separate showings yesterday, and I'm glad it was separate showings, because from what I hear, you did not make it through the theatrical experience of Alien yesterday.
Oh, no, I didn't. I need to try again. I was very tired yesterday, and I got about an hour into the movie, probably an hour and a half into the whole experience, because you've got that 20-ish minute director's commentary at the beginning between Ridley Scott and Fede Alvarez.
That was unexpected.
Yeah.
If you go to see
they did not announce that at all.
They didn't promote it, but if you go see the 45th anniversary re-release of Alien in the theater, you are treated to what feels like an 8-minute, maybe it was less, maybe it was more, but it felt around 8-minute long conversation with Fede Alvarez, who does the new movie, Alien Romulus, that's coming out in August. He sits down with Ridley Scott to talk about the original production of Alien, and they show you a lot of scenes from the original Alien. They go through sequences. They talk about direction. They talk about gimmicks that were used and tricks. I typically do like behind-the-scenes stuff, but after I've experienced it, I would have rather that been at the end compared to at the beginning, because it kind of took me out of the whole hype to see the movie. But that at least you got to see that part, because about an hour in or so, you were fast asleep.
Oh, yeah. Those heated recliners just put me out sometimes. But it's a great movie, and I look forward to watching the whole thing now that I've come back today refreshed and energized.
I think it's important to note, in the Dune popcorn bucket, Tyler's the one that submitted the movie Alien, which happened to be chosen and happened to be on the 45th release. I promise it was not orchestrated. It was not planned. Rockstar does not believe me. He's disgusted by me.
I'm appalled, not disgusted.
But even you fell asleep in this movie. I don't think John Lunsford's going to have a fun time watching this, so we'll see.
Yeah, he says in the chat, even Tyler fell asleep. I can't wait until I watch this incredible movie.
Yeah.
I think he's being a smart ass right there.
I think so.
Yeah. Shocker.
Good catch there. Somehow we will persevere and make it through without Lunsford, and we will see The Fall Guy tomorrow night with Ryan Gosling starring Emily Blunt in this. They're sort of co-headlining the movie. And what's your hype level for The Fall Guy? Because this is looked at as the movie, Tyler, that is officially kicking off the summer movie season.
It looks great. Like Laurel and John have already said previously, it looks like a good date night movie. It's going to be funny. It's going to have plenty of action. But I worry that it's going to have too much of a little bit for everybody to where it ends up appealing to no one. That's my biggest fear with this movie.
See, it's got a bunch of different genres in there for sure, and how they blend all of them. It's an action comedy, it's a romance comedy, it's a Hollywood film. It looks like it's going to have a lot of different themes, and we'll see how they piece it all together, and I'm looking forward to seeing that one tomorrow night, and we'll have our full review for you on Thursday. EG is here, live producing the show.
Hey, guys.
We appreciate EG, as always. EG, tomorrow, an important triple threat trivia showdown. You are going to still be a part of the production.
I am.
As the helpful aide that people can call upon. You played this role last week. It was an intense match.
It was.
That ended up leading to Lunsford winning over two individuals. One of them being Ush, who I'm having a problem pronouncing his name. I've said Ush forever, and it's Ush.
Ush.
Wait,
Push.
it's not Ush?
It's not Ush. It's
Wow.
Ush.
It's like it's like koosh ball, like, and it's like oosh.
Push with
Right.
Ush. Without the P.
Ush. Ush.
Ush.
I'm just not used to it yet, but I will get used to it. But he's been kind about it. But
Yeah, for sure.
He says there are some in his life that are a little defensive when Ush is not used compared to Ush. So we're working on that, but he is recovering. He's been humbled a little bit. We've talked about how Tyler was not victorious last week, but has contractually made it an obligation that he is the number one contender for the number one contenders match. I don't know how he's pulled this off, but he's used his leverage.
Made you sign a contract.
He did make me sign a contract.
Yeah.
Tomorrow features Reed Taylor in the arena. It features Brian Pavlik in the arena.
The arena, like it.
All facing Tyler. Who, in your opinion, EG, should be the Vegas favorite going into tomorrow's contest?
I have Reed Taylor as a dark horse. I think we should be able to bet on this on MyBookie. I don't know if we can contact them and get odds, but I think it's going to be Reed.
I also think Reed is going to be a competitor that a lot of people are underestimating. And he makes his debut tomorrow. Not on the Meltdown, but in Triple Threat Trivia. Brian Pavlik makes his debut in Triple Threat Trivia. Rockstar, who do you think should be the early favorite between those two guys and Tyler?
Pavlik knows a lot
He
of
does.
random things. He was telling me about him doing music trivia. Like, we finished the lyric, and I was like, that is insane that you can do that. So I'm going to put my money on Pavlik.
Okay, we've got a Pavlik vote. We've got a Reed Taylor
Dark
vote.
horse.
Tyler, you want to be called the respectable Tyler Lionel Johns, and yet you are not being respected here. What would you like to say about those that are doubting your performance?
We'll see what happens.
Okay, that sounds confident and
Intimidating.
threatening and menacing.
Take
but we
that
will
egg
see.
off your face, Tim.
I know. With a
Gotcha.
sick burn like that, I think we now know why Ush is hiding in the shadows. I think we see it. The intimidation level is there. Rockstar, appreciate you being back with us.
Thanks, man.
You've got a performance coming up with tickets going on sale tomorrow. This is with Black Jacket Symphony. I want you to, for those that don't know what Black Jacket Symphony is, for some reason they've been living under a rock, I want you to tell us how you would best describe Black Jacket Symphony. And I also want to get into their latest project, which is Jimmy Buffett's Changes in Latitudes, Changes in Attitudes, live at the BJCC Concert Hall on Friday, July 12th of this year. It's also being promoted to include a full set of Jimmy Buffett's greatest hits, and this is a production that you were going to be a part of.
It is. I am working my hardest to get this memorized. It's a lot of material. Jimmy writes a lot of lyrics. So the concept of Black Jacket Symphony, it is not a symphony. A lot of people come to the shows thinking they're going to see a symphony. We pick an album, ones that, for example, Pearl Jam 10. It's one of them dear to my heart. What we do is the musicians who are get the job to play this band, you have to listen to the album nonstop and memorize every nook and cranny of that album. We perform the album live in its entirety, note for note, to make it sound like you're listening to the album. We're not a tribute band. We don't try to dress up like them and act like I'm not jumping up and down like Mick Jagger or something like that. We all wear black. We don't talk between songs. we're just like you put the album on and you're listening to it live, song to song in chronological order. Once we finish the last song of the album, we are introduced and hey, we're Black Jacket Symphony, and Jason comes out and says who plays what. We take about a 10, 15-minute intermission, come back on stage, and we do the greatest hits of that band. So this one will be Jimmy Buffett. So we'll play a bunch of his songs. That becomes more of a party-like concert where I'm free to talk to the audience and kind of be more interactive. But during the album, that's the business part. Like, hey, we don't talk. You're watching a show silently. Close your eyes. You're listening to that album as best as we can do, live, note for note.
Is there anything else like this in the country? I mean, this feels so original to me, and the amount of feedback I've heard has been incredible. And I plan on attending this show.
Thank you, Tim.
Me too.
I do.
Thank you, EG.
Yeah,
Tyler's still here. Lionel didn't say anything.
He's
So
still hurt you're picking Brian Pavlik over him.
what it has done, I don't know if it's Black Jacket's responsibility or they can take onus, but this new thing is with music, nobody's doing it like Taylor Swift. She can release albums every 2 weeks and be fine. A lot of bands are releasing albums that are getting supported, but they also want to be like, hey, we haven't released a new album in 10 years, but we're still kind of relevant. So what if we do this? It is the 20th anniversary of our album. What if we did a concert where we're going to do that album in its entirety in chronological order, but then we're going to play our greatest hits too, where it's kind of like the same thing. But Alanis Morissette did that with Jagged Little Pill, with 30th anniversary of Jagged Little Pill, where people were obsessed with it. Like, and that I went to that show. Girl Can Still Sing. We're going to do note for note that whole album. Then I'm going to do my greatest hits. So I think that was a really cool thing that she did. So that's going to be the new concert thing besides Taylor Swift.
Nice. And how is this venue to perform in does it differ in any way?
It's one dear to my heart because it's something you grew up on. Like I want to perform there one day, and to finally do it. This will be my third performance there. We've done a Queen show there, and we've done a Fleetwood Mac show there last year. It's really cool. It's surreal to go look out there and see all this because it's a big place. I met Chris Martin when Coldplay played there in 2003. They had just released A Rush of Blood to the Head, and that was when Chris Martin was just starting to date Gwyneth Paltrow. One of the nicest guys, and just to see them on that stage, I think I saw REM there, like just on that stage, it's just really cool to see.
Well, that's awesome. I am happy that you are sort of fulfilling those dreams, and I'm happy to be there in attendance and see my first ever Black Jacket Symphony show.
Good. I hope I don't let you down.
No, I don't think
You
you will.
can't let us down, Rocky.
Thanks, guys.
No way.
Something.
No chance.
Go ahead.
Can I
There
go ahead and leave
Rocky.
then?
No, please don't.
Okay.
That would let us down. It would let us down if you
Damn
left. E.g., Rockstar was the employee spotlight in the PowerPoint
Yeah,
presentation
he
today.
was. And he came out during the break, and I thought that you saw the PowerPoint. And I was
did.
like,
She was trying to
no.
cover up my laptop. I'm not trying to look at your laptop. I'm not trying to.
We have weekly meetings on Tuesdays here at Disrupt Media, and E.g.
Don't get emotional, buddy.
I'm sorry. I'm getting very choked up over it. E.g. is decided that she's going to become a PowerPoint presenter.
I don't think that was decided. I think it's always been in me, and I'm just sharing it with you guys now. I love a PowerPoint.
Well,
It kind of brightens up the meeting.
I think it does.
It does.
Last week was
Yeah.
Talladega, and this week you started an employee spotlight series.
Yeah,
And Rockstar was the inaugural choice.
he was.
and they said that I look like a mix between Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio, which I don't
Totally.
think is true,
I
but I'll
mean-
take it, guys. No, it was Seth Green
It just felt right.
It was.
No, Seth
You've heard the Seth Green thing for how many years now?
since high school.
Yes. And it's accurate.
It
take-
is. It's so accurate.
I'll
dead
take his
on.
bank account right now.
But it was really exciting, and I wish that everyone had a chance to be a part of our weekly employee-only meetings because they would see that you put a lot of work into your presentations.
Thank you.
My favorite was it highlighted your improv skills. That was my
My
favorite
improved
part.
skills, I've gotten. They're getting better. My improved skills are getting better.
It was just be improv, and Kelsey also participates
Yes.
with that, and we have a little duo going that just brightens little meetings up.
They found a random quote from me from what, like 2007?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
It was about your imaginary friend.
I
Can
did
you,
have an imaginary friend.
Wait, can I read it real quick? I have
Sure.
it pulled up.
Oh,
In what
gosh.
context did you say that in?
I was being interviewed by the Birmingham newspaper, I
Okay.
think, and they were asking me and I was trying to have fun with it. I'm just saying, like, nobody's really super interested in a musician from Birmingham, Alabama. So like, I just said, because I didn't have imaginary friend, but my wife corrected me. I used to say I played with myself all the time. You have to say I played by myself.
There we
all,
go.
all
Gosh.
the time. I would say that to people, and they'd give me a look, and I'm like, oh, I am delivering that wrong. I used to play by myself all the time.
Okay, here it is. I had an imaginary friend when I was little. He was an action movie star, musician, writer, and star athlete. We kind of lost touch after 5th grade, though. Guess he got too big for his britches. I know one day I'll get a call from him, and he's going to ask me for a place to crash or some script ideas.
He was a good kid. He was creative. I would star. I would be the villain. I'd be the hero.
The only thing I want a little credit on for the PowerPoint presentation is about 85% of the material used came from yesterday's show.
Yes.
You
Yes,
can tell it was
it
not
did.
last minute, Rockstar. It was
was-
from the heart.
One of the highlights was Rockstar went to school in a hospital, which is great with no context.
I know.
Yeah, yeah. So check out yesterday's show.
His
if you want
walls
the-
were padded. It was so cool.
If you want the full presentation of Rockstar's life, yesterday's show is a doozy. I have something that is going to make EG very happy.
Oh my gosh, stop. Love
EG,
it.
I want you to put the camera on yourself.
Okay.
Because I'm going to tell you this news. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm so ready.
Netflix
Okay.
is going for a ride in the Mystery Machine.
Shut
as
up.
They
I
are
saw
bringing
this.
Shut
Yeah.
up.
a Scooby-Doo dramatic Netflix series. They're talking. They're in the final talks here as the Hollywood
my
Reporter
goodness.
confirms that the streaming giant is near a deal for a live-action television series based on the beloved Hanna-Barbera animated cartoon Scooby-Doo. The project has a script-to-series commitment at Netflix, meaning if the script is well received, it would trigger a straight-to-series order for what is considered a live-action update of the classic cartoon. You've got Josh Applebaum and Scott Rosenberg, who previously adapted Cowboy Bebop for Netflix and High Fidelity for Hulu. They're attached to pen the script and executive produce. Tyler,
That's where my hype died. The
You're-
writers.
you're upset
'cause,
now.
Live action Cowboy Bebop was horrendous.
Don't ruin this for EG.
I don't know
She's so
Cowboy
excited.
Bebop.
I wanna be so hyped for this. I want them to bring back Matthew Lillard and Freddie
Yeah.
Prinze Jr., Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I guess they're
Yeah.
not doing that.
They're not doing
No.
that. I don't think so.
No, this is going to be a new series, but you may end up loving
I
it.
may. I will be tuning in.
Scrappy
You
gonna be
have
in
my
it?
word.
I don't know if
Scrappy
Scrappy's going to
Dappy
be in it.
Doo.
The 2002 movie that was penned by James Gunn, who now runs DC, and starred Freddie Prinze Jr., Sarah Michelle Gellar, and Matthew Lillard, grossed $275 million
Heck yeah.
worldwide and prompted a sequel 2 years later.
That
And
was
was
great.
originally going to be an R-rated movie.
Wait, Scooby Doo was?
Yep, the original live action Scooby Doo was going to be R-rated,
That's horrible.
and then James Gunn changed it.
Once
Good.
again, written by James Gunn, so I'm not shocked that it was going to be R-rated, but it made a ton of money. It got a sequel. A third film was ultimately Scrappy Dude.
Did that ever come out? Scrappy
No,
Doo?
it was scrapped.
It got scrapped.
That was
Oh,
a
that's
joke.
good.
That was a pun.
So
Nice.
this guy says, "Can you name me an animal that has a horn?" And Scooby says, "Rhino." and Velma says, "We know you know, Scooby, but let somebody else answer."
So good.
That's great. I hate
Okay.
that you made that joke today instead of yesterday because it would have made the PowerPoint presentation.
It would have. But
Rhino.
Seth Green is in the second
second one,
Scooby Doo.
yeah.
Monsters
Full
Unleashed.
circle. Full circle.
Yeah.
In 2009, Cartoon Network made a live-action comedy horror film with a then largely unknown cast based on Scooby-Doo. I don't remember this movie at all.
What's
Tyler, you're
Mystery
shaking your head.
Begins.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah, it was not very good.
Not very good. Yeah, I don't think it lives on in anyone's heart, but the animated Scooby-Doo cartoon certainly does. It aired in syndication on CBS and ABC until it was canceled in 1986. The franchise has gone on to feature scores of adaptations and spin-offs over the years and is considered one of the greatest TV cartoons in history. And now it is on its way back
Oh,
to
thank goodness.
Netflix. But
Also, reportedly, it's supposed to have like a kind of Riverdale feel
Oh,
to it. It's
Yeah.
the producers are from the CW.
I did not like Riverdale.
EG,
I wasn't a fan either.
I got a trivia question for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
What is Shaggy's first name?
Shaggy. Oh, Roger?
Nope.
Shaggy Rogers. Oh,
Nope.
it's, I don't know.
Norville.
Norval.
Norval.
Yeah, it's great.
Is that
name.
when like the guy knocks on the van and he's like, that's that's
EG, a
Scooby's
massive
name.
fan. Let's move
No,
on.
I am. Hey, have y'all seen Hoodwinked, by the way?
I have.
Kind of random, but I was thinking about the Cartoon Network, and Hoodwinked came to mind.
Good segue.
Underrated movie.
If you've been chomping on one too many Scooby snacks and need a dental cleaning, then turn to the experienced team located on Grants Mill Road. In Alabama Dental Associates, led by Dr. Jeff and Dr. Brian, there's a great feeling you have both walking in and walking out, knowing you were truly taking care of yourself the best way you can. They not only have all the latest advancements in dental healthcare technology, but they also have the friendliest staff in town if you're ready to find that perfect dental team. Maybe you're new to the area. Maybe you've put off those dental cleanings one too many years and it's time to get back on track. They're understanding of that. They want you to reach out and try them for yourself. They can help you feel at ease about all of your dental procedures. For more information or to make an appointment, call them at 205-956-8977 or visit alabamadental.com as they look forward to seeing you. It was announced very late last week that Sony's Kraven the Hunter has been delayed yet again, this time to December 13th of this year. Was originally scheduled after another pushback to be August 30th of this year. Kraven steps into a date that was occupied by fellow Sony pick, The Karate Kid, which is a crossover event movie starring Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan. Karate Kid now moves to May 30th of 2025. Kraven has been delayed multiple times, initially set to come out October of 2023. Tyler, it has not been the best run here for Sony's live-action superhero universe. Kraven the Hunter.
That's an understatement.
That is an understatement. You got a chance to see Madam Web. I told you it would be the worst movie of the year. I think that you've seen a couple that maybe are worse, but it's right in contention. Does it break your heart that Kraven the Hunter, you'll have to wait till the end of this year now to get a chance to see it in cinemas?
No, I think Sony's just kicking the can down the road. They're going to get their lumps when that movie eventually comes out, just like they did with Madam Web, just like they will with pretty much every other project they planned that was supposed to go into that big Sinister Six team-up that was teased and then scrapped and then... I don't know. Is that still happening? Anything?
I would bet against it, Tyler. I would bet against it. It feels to me like, you remember when Universal tried to do the Monsterverse and they had everybody cast and they had
Dark Universe.
Right, and it was going to start with Tom Cruise's The Mummy, and they scrapped that real quick when they realized the foundation was not good. The foundation for this is not good. However, I mean, Madam Web didn't make a ton of money, but the Venom movies have been very successful financially.
That is the only ones that are profitable, I think.
Morbius is looked at as one of the biggest laughingstocks of the past several years of films that have been released. Kraven the Hunter, starring Aaron Taylor Johnson, he's gotten a lot of pub recently for being the next 007 potentially. It has not been confirmed, but the Sun went ahead and said that the deal was basically done. We haven't heard anything else following that. This could be really bad for a number of individuals, including Aaron Taylor Johnson, if this movie's an absolute stinker.
It will be. It will be an absolute
okay,
stinker.
So you're just going to go ahead and you're calling this thing dead on arrival, huh?
I just don't have any hope in Sony anymore. They just want to keep making these non-Spider-Man movies where, in the case of Madam Web, they go a mile out of their way to emphasize that these are Spider people, not
right.
Spider-Men. Any mention of Peter Parker is removed. I just don't have any faith in it that they know what the audience wants either. I mean, I don't care about Kraven the Hunter. Do you? I know him as part of the Sinister Six, but that's about it.
They really are trying to make as many pieces other than Spider-Man work to try to build this universe, and it's not working. But this has made me, this announcement, much more excited for this Karate Kid movie. That's actually my biggest takeaway from the news, is that Karate Kid moving to May of 2025, that sounds like a movie that could actually be pretty good.
I'm with Rockstar's little reaction there. I'm not excited for this
Not excited at all, huh?
No.
Why? It could be great.
It could be.
What about Cobra Kai? Have you watched any of Cobra Kai?
No, I don't have anything against Cobra Kai. Just the now we're going to cross over between Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio. Is Jaden Smith going to be in it?
I wouldn't be shocked.
He's the Karate Kid. Why is he not going to be on
to
it?
see that? The move comes after the 6th and final season of Cobra Kai, the Netflix spinoff starring Macchio as his original Karate Kid movie character, Daniel LaRusso, was delayed due to last year's actors' strike. Sony pushed the new Karate Kid to allow it to follow Cobra Kai's final season, with the summer date also seen as being more friendly for all ages audiences, as that's what it's intended for. With an open holiday season after moving Karate Kid, they decided that they were going to move Kraven into that spot. But I think this is as much about their lack of confidence in Kraven as it is about maybe their overconfidence in the Karate Kid movie.
What if Jackie Chan's training Danny LaRusso to fight Hilary Swank? She involved?
I don't think
that's a triple crossover.
You want as many crossovers as possible now.
Well, if you're
going to
do it,
totally
do it.
convoluted, go for it, huh?
If you're going to do it.
I think audiences are at a point where narratively, as long as you give them what they're looking for, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? And integrating the two brands of the remake of the Karate Kid and bringing Jackie Chan into this and bringing old school Karate Kid into it, I think there's going to be a lot of fans that are perfectly A-okay with it.
You say
Did
that
you guys like Cobra Kai, though?
I've never seen it.
It's been extremely popular, Tyler.
I know it's popular, but I'm saying, do you guys like it? Do you guys think it's
I'm
good?
indifferent. I have not watched an episode. I'm not against it, but in your theory, does Jaws swim in the same waters as the Meg?
No, it does
But
not.
no, two things.
This
that
could work.
We're not looking for a perfect movie.
This could work, though. I'm saying that you
Meg and
have
Jaws
to,
could not
you have
work?
to take your shots. I don't think Meg and Jaws could work.
Because
What about Meg 2?
superior?
Meg 2 and Jaws could
She's
not
in
work.
the trench in the Meg too.
Your argument is void, and I'm voiding it out here on the
just
Meltdown.
Asking a question.
It's
It's okay.
The Karate Kid's lore, I think Karate Kid fans just want to see the best Karate Kid movie you can put on screen.
What I
I
think,
think that's already been done.
but I think what's crazy is what was it, 84 when Karate Kid came out. I think the majority of people who are going to see this movie are the ones watching Cobra Kai, not the original Karate Kid. That's my opinion.
Okay, I bet you this: Karate Kid makes more money than Kraven the Hunter. I'll go ahead and predict that.
I'll accept it. I don't even know who the Kraven the Hunter is from the Badass 7 or whatever you call them.
A movie that still made a lot of money, but is still getting crapped on, especially by its lead star. That is Thor: Love and Thunder. You guys remember this film?
Is that when he was fat?
No, that was Avengers Endgame, which ended up becoming the second highest grossing movie of all time. At one point,
Boom,
it was
burn on
the
me,
highest
Yeah.
grossing, but no.
Crazy.
Scooby, don't.
A profile in Vanity Fair noted that Chris Hemsworth feels like he owes fans another Thor movie due to the fourth film's reception. Hemsworth is reportedly still wincing at the reception of Thor: Love and Thunder. The actor reflected on the disappointing 2022 Marvel movie in a new profile in Vanity Fair where he said, quote, "I got caught up in the improv and the wackiness." I almost said improv. Quote, "I got caught up in the improv and the wackiness, and I became a parody of myself. I didn't stick the landing." It's not the first time Hemsworth has admitted Love and Thunder didn't entirely work, having previously said last year Love and Thunder was too silly, adding, quote, "I think we just had too much fun. It's always hard being in the center of it and having any real perspective. I love the process. It's always a ride, but you just don't know how people are going to respond." Look, Rockstar, you know this as well as anybody. Comedy, especially intentional comedy, is very difficult to pull off.
Yeah, I think what that was, I still haven't seen it, so I'm talking out of my arse right now, but Guardians of the Galaxy had a lot of humor in it, correct? And I think they were trying to sway that way too, to do this with Thor, and like he's got to be Thory about it, and it was a Thorable move.
You're getting wild here with
No,
all of your
but
Thornsberry comments.
Yeah, but I don't like you can have a comedic moments. You don't have to make it all just because people like Judd Apatow and Larry David, like they can get away with doing improv and stuff like that. I don't see Chris Hemsworth as an improv guy for playing a superhero, and sometimes you don't fit the part. Just make it. It seems like you guys have been successful with the formula you've been doing. You don't have to go outside that formula. That's just me.
Well, they got really successful with changing up the formula, going from the traditional Thor movies that were more took themselves way too
Yes.
seriously, and then changing it to Thor Ragnarok, which, Tyler, I know you love that movie. I love that movie.
Easily the best Thor movie, in my opinion.
I agree with you. Easily the best Thor movie. And they decided, you know what? Let's take all of the heart out of Thor Ragnarok. Let's just skin this beast and we'll throw up Love and Thunder and people will eat it up with the same amount of intensity. It lacked a certain level of importance, that film. And it did make a mockery of the character. I hated Thor: Love and Thunder. I was looking very forward to it. I think it wasted an opportunity for Christian Bale to become an all-time great bad guy because he's going 100% in that movie for sure, but the movie's not going 100%. And he almost outperforms the movie playing, I think it's Gore the Butcher in that film. And
He sticks out like a Thor thumb.
he does. This is comedy gold here. Thor is going to be a character that is going to remain very important to the future of the MCU, of getting things right, because he's one of those OG members that they need to bring in and reward fans on. But I think Taika Waititi, I think we've seen the last of him helming any sort of Thor movie or any MCU property in the future.
For sure. Let's see, what else did he do other than Love and Thunder?
He did Ragnarok, and that was it. Those two.
He got one of those, right?
Yeah, he did. He made an all-time great one in Thor Ragnarok, and then it absolutely sucked in Love and Thunder. But Hemsworth is now 40 years old, and Love and Thunder, while it made a bunch of money, he's not happy with it. He seemed to suggest that the Netflix Extraction films he was a part of weren't too satisfying creatively either, saying, quote,
shocker,
"As soon as I got to Furiosa rehearsals, everything lifted. I just got reinvigorated. Suffering without a purpose is awful. Suffering with purpose can be rejuvenating and replenishing. I'd grown so tired of myself, and now I had to lose myself in a character." I found that to be one of the most refreshing quotes I've heard in a long time.
Well, two things. He is Thordy. The second thing is this Furiosa thing. He is Thor with a crooked nose. I mean, come on. With a
We need to watch the performance.
With a prosthetic.
We need to watch the performance, but he talks about how this role basically changed his entire spirit, that he was basically showing up on sets wondering, what am I doing here? Why am I here? He even says, why don't I get the call up from Scorsese or Tarantino? I'd begun to take it all too serious and all too personal. Creatively, while he is looked at as one of the biggest stars on the planet because he's able to lead these MCU properties to huge financial success, creatively, he just does not feel like he's found the right fit, and I'd agree with him.
Well, he's typecasted as the big, sexy bodybuilder type. Like, what do you think Scorsese's going to call him?
Heard EG, right? Like,
yeah.
Oh, he's fat now.
Yeah. That's the one thing he's known for. He got fat for Avengers. It was just like that's what he's. I don't understand that he's going to be the next Lethal Weapon. I don't what or Bond.
Yeah, I think that Hemsworth.
Do you consider him a versatile actor?
He wants to be one.
I didn't say that.
I don't consider him to be one yet, but the projects are going to speak a lot to what he can accomplish. And Furiosa is a movie where he's putting a lot of, no pun intended, weight on his shoulders to try to make sure that he reinvigorates him bringing substance instead of just style to the things in which he does.
Well, he finally got to play an Australian, like I said when the trailer originally came out. That's got to be exciting for him.
You would think so. You would think so. Hey, Thor from Endgame needs to visit with my friend Leslie and her board-certified team at Way to Wellness. They can take care of Thor and those extra pounds that he put on looking like the Big Lebowski. We all have, or the dude from the Big Lebowski. We all have goals. Way to Wellness partners with each patient to develop a treatment plan tailored to their individual needs, focusing on weight loss and reducing the health risks associated with obesity. I've been excited to be on my weight loss journey after going in for my consultation a few months ago. I'm feeling better than ever, getting more fit as the active summer months approach. I believe we all are looking for ways to get more out of our day. And when you're following a plan that allows you to be a better consumer and make better decisions, you in turn become a producer of better results. Leslie and her board-certified team have taught me how to go about reaching my goals the right way and are there to answer my questions and hold me accountable along the way. They can do the same for you. Learn more about Way to Wellness at aplanforme.com. That's been one great thing that John and I have bonded over. We disagree on a lot of movies, but we definitely agree on Leslie and the plans in which are developed to fight for these goals. So go visit Way to Wellness and tell them that the Meltdown sent you. All right, we've talked about Scooby-Doo. We've talked about the legacy of Thor, Love and Thunder. Talked about Kraven being delayed. I think it's time we talk about ourselves a little bit in another edition of 10 with Tim. I've got 10 questions. We have some participants. Would love you guys in the chat to be giving your answers as well. We appreciate all of those who have been very active during today's show. Once again, if you can, throw a thumbs up for us. Really does help the channel growth. And make sure you're subscribed if you're not yet already. Are we ready, Tyler, to hit that lovely elevator jazz? Ooh,
there we go.
Sounds so sweet.
So nice.
EG, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
First question, what original Starburst flavor
Pink.
is the most disposable?
Oh. Yellow. No, I like yellow. Orange.
So you've named every one of them
Except
but red.
So maybe red.
All right.
Wait, most disposable? Like I can just toss it?
The one that if it was missing from the pack,
yeah.
you'd be okay with it.
Red.
Hold on.
Whoa.
Hold on.
Because I just realized I didn't list that one. And I occasionally like an orange Starburst, and I do like the pink and yellow. So
I'll back EG up on this. Red's the worst flavor.
Thank you, Tyler.
What is wrong with you?
Yellow
people?
is by far the worst.
Yellow
No,
is by
no,
far. It's not even
no,
close.
no,
The
no.
lemon
Sucks.
flavor.
Rocky, is it a generational thing or what are we dealing with here?
I guess you guys' generation is all about sour things. Sorry about that. I dropped my soul. You guys are all about sour stuff, and I guess the lemon kind of makes you purse your lips. But how can you not like cherry? I mean, it's not amazing, but a strawberry is always number one. They had a thing where they just have all strawberries in them, but dang.
Guys,
Love pink.
I've never liked cherry flavored anything.
Brian says orange can go. I'm okay. Sacrifice orange, sacrifice yellow. I don't care either one of those. But the red and the pink, they've got to stay in the original
Well,
Starburst.
okay.
Okay, pink's the best. I'll give you that.
The jelly beans Fave Reds pack, amazing.
Fave Reds.
Fave Reds.
I have seen the favorites.
Yeah.
Let's move on before we start some sort of conflict here on the show with question number 2. Tyler, have you ever owned a bird?
Owned a bird?
Yeah, bird as a pet.
No, I haven't.
Why do you find that to be such an outlandish question?
I just had no idea where the questions were going, and
Did you think I was going to say, well, here's one for you, and then lift up my middle finger? This wasn't a sabotage attempt. Just because you're stealing space in my mini fridge, and you're coming in here acting like the sheriff of this town. No hostility there. I just was wondering if you ever
About to
owned a
give him the bird.
no, I was just also trying to think of people that I know who have owned birds, and I don't think I know anybody.
No one.
No one.
You've never walked into a house and there'd be a pet bird in there.
Nope.
We got to change that. E.g.,
So,
I'm all right not changing
have you ever owned a bird?
No, but I tried to convince my parents to get me one in first grade. I wrote a persuasive paper. It was not an assignment. I just wanted the bird. I did not get the bird. It was a canary, and that is my only interaction with bird as pets. I said it could be my alarm in the morning, so that was one of my reasons.
Oh, no wonder you didn't get the bird. Rockstar, have you ever owned a bird?
My parents did growing
No
up.
way.
They had a severe macaw named Cowboy who bit my dad and went to his bone, so we had to get rid of the Cowboy. So we got another one. I can't remember. It was a big green bird named Bird, and he stayed in the laundry room, which was below my bedroom in middle school. And every morning at 6 o'clock, you put the blanket over their cage. Put the blanket over his cage, and every morning he would wake up. I don't want to do the sound, but it's close to every single.
Hold on. You don't want to do the sound?
I am being so calm and tame with it right now. Every single morning, it hated everybody in our family except my mother. You'd try to give him something, he would try to bite you. He was awful. His name was Bird.
So, needless to say, you will not be owning another
No,
bird.
I mean, I think it's cruel to have a bird. Seriously, like a bird, like just sits in a cage with
yeah.
a stick and
It's so
shatting on the
sad.
newspaper all day. Like it's just, and then here's a thing to rub your beak on. Have fun. Like I'm going to cover you up for 8 hours because
Yeah,
you
I
think
don't
it's
like
night.
No wonder he bit down to the bone.
Yeah, I
there
was
on
like,
your dad.
but being alone too, just like this sucks.
In a cage.
Okay. If I had known we'd had that story, I would have asked that question a long time ago. Rockstar, more fascinating, space or the ocean? Which one's more fascinating? If you had to, let's say you had to devote the next 5 years of your life to studying one or the other, which one would you choose?
Fascinating. Space is fascinating. Ocean is so scary because there is life. What are we are untapped with like 75% of the ocean. We have no idea. Like something like we have, and there's life down there. So guaranteed life. We don't know what's in space. So that's like the Mariana Trench. I think I'd be more scared to go down to the Mariana Trench than me be launched into space.
So you use the word scared. Does scared also relate to fascinating
That's what I was
for
trying
you?
to say. Fascinating to me is space. Scary is ocean.
Oh, okay. So a little bit of a hedging there, just
Yeah.
a slight hedging. E.g., more fascinating to you, space or the ocean?
I love the ocean. It's my favorite place. I love sharks. The ocean is very fascinating to me. But there is something about space that I think is intriguing because everything is so like perfect in space in the sense that it all works together perfectly. And there's all these coincidences that we find of like, oh my goodness, how do we not see that? And we can figure out how many millions of light years something is away, yet we can still see it. So I think that's very interesting. But I love the ocean. So personally, I'd rather be like on a boat in Australia cruising around than in space.
Want to blow your mind? wouldn't have the ocean if it weren't for space.
What?
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Tyler,
Rocky pretty much covered mine. I'm more fascinated by space, and the ocean terrifies me. The Marianas Trench, I mean, what on earth is down there 30,000 feet deep?
Pitch black and cold.
Pitch black and
black.
cold, exactly.
well, that's what you'd be sent to figure out.
Yeah, no thank you. I'd rather
Not going
hop in
for
a
them?
rocket. Yeah.
How about the people who paid for the voyage down to the Titanic and the capsule
The
exploded?
good people that paid for their death?
That was, I mean, you just talk about a horrible way to go.
Horrible.
Now, a lot of people would say, well, it was instantaneous, but
You have to know.
I feel
Got
like there's
everything leading up to that, though.
I feel like there's one moment in there
Your ears
where
will
it's
start
like,
bleeding. Like we're getting. You start feeling it, and then it happens. Like it's like something's going
I
on.
feel like there had to have been a moment of
Little bit of
panic
tension.
beforehand, like
Oh yeah,
the operator of it going, oh, that's not good. And
Guys,
that
I
was
did-
not good.
I didn't charge the Xbox controller. Like it's dying.
It really was a gaming controller that was used to navigate that thing down there. But wow, that was a story.
The craziest thing from that story that I found out, the Logitech gaming controller, actually standard issue
Yeah.
for like military vehicles and stuff like that.
Yeah,
That was not one of the things that the dude slacked on.
yeah.
Just didn't help them due to the other fundamental flaws of the expedition.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a bad
Sorry.
exposition to say.
Bad exposition on the expedition. Number 4. Name a store, Rocky, that you could spend 2 or more hours inside of and not get bored. Name a store that you could spend 2 or more hours inside of and not get bored.
Second and Charles.
Great answer.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
I could spend all day in that
Yeah.
place. E.G.?
Sephora or Ulta?
Sephora was my second one.
Second Charles, my second
Yes.
one too.
2 very different personalities. Tyler, what would be your choice?
I'm going to go with Second and Charles. And there's also this place called, I believe it's Irondale Pickers.
Ooh.
And it's all these little vendors
Booths?
that, all the
Yeah.
booths. And there's all this vintage stuff, little collectibles,
Nice.
toys, VHSs, sports cards, other kinds
Okay.
of stuff.
I changed my answer. I would do that.
I mean, you can
Yeah.
look around for hours in there and not get to everything. It would be perfect for you, Tim. All the little knickknacks like this.
That sounds like a great time to me. I remember the answer that I used to give was probably Best Buy.
Oof, not now.
Ooh.
But lately, I mean, everything just feels either tied down or non-existent with displays, or, I mean, it's just a completely different type of Best Buy experience. And with physical media fading away a little bit, DVDs, obviously, Blu-rays, 4Ks not being as in demand, or
Yeah.
at least the supply not being there.
10 years ago, my answer would have been coconuts.
Great answer. What
Toys
was
R
the-
Us.
You remember the place, was it Guitar World?
Guitar Center.
Guitar Center? Maybe it's not Guitar Center. I'm thinking of something else, like Music World or something like that. It was like it was off of Lakeshore. Do you remember what I'm
Mars?
talking about? Mars.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mars was a music store, a very big music
I
store.
could spend
Yeah.
hours in there and have a great time.
Yeah.
And everything was on display and you could use it.
When they had a rack of electric guitars, it was like 100. I mean, just
Was that a store that like you really enjoyed?
oh yeah, as a kid going to get strings and stuff like that, and like one day I'm gonna have that Gibson guitar. I never got it, but like one day that $2,000 guitar is gonna be mine.
We may have been in Mars at the same time at some point, and that blows my mind.
Yeah. And there was always some guy playing "Fade to Black" by Metallica. You always try to show off, like some guy doing a drum solo. Like somebody here is going to ask me to be in their band. I guarantee it. I'm in 8th grade.
Yeah, that was a great store. I hate that you kids won't be able to understand
Mars was great.
how wonderful of a place that
It was out of this world.
Right. I'm way more interested in the ocean, but if I had a choice, I'd go to Mars, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Next question. Is deep dish pizza overrated, Tyler?
Absolutely. I can't stand deep dish pizza.
If you have to eat pizza with a fork, you get upset.
Oh, yeah. Just make a lasagna. Just make a lasagna at that point.
Okay. I can see you getting a little upset if we go to a Chicago eatery or something. You're like, why did we come here?
It's just dripping in grease. You have to eat it with a fork. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it.
EG, is deep dish pizza overrated?
I don't have much experience with deep dish pizza, so I can't give a confident
Is
answer.
it something you want more experience with?
No.
Okay, so
Based on what I've seen, there's a lot of sauce.
I'm a big sauce fan.
There's
Rockstar,
too much.
are you gonna be the full supporter of deep dish pizza here?
I like deep dish pizza. I do not like the fact that you have to order it and wait an hour and a half for it
That's
to cook.
true.
That it's one of those things like I don't know if I'm going to want this in an hour and a half. Like I'd rather just could I just get a slice of regular pizza? If it's going to take that long, it's not something that like I want to be made from scratch. Even though that's what it has. Like it's not worth it. It is a good pizza, but it's not like I'm not going to die on a hill for deep dish. Don't hate it.
I don't think there's any world in which deep dish pizza beats New York style pizza.
Not a chance.
I think, America has voted and they've spoken, and New York style is going to be the more predominantly
But also
victorious. I think even Detroit style has overtaken deep dish in some
Detroit
places.
style is one of my
Detroit
favorites.
style is good.
Wait, what
But
does
like
Detroit style consist
The
of?
big squares, they're like rectangles almost, and they're thicker. It's hard, but they're almost. Well, I can't really explain it, but it's like that. It's deeper dish. It's kind of like deep dish, but rectangles. And the thing about deep dish, it's so intimidating when you see it. Like I'm like, my God, how many calories does just one slice have? It's just a pie. So
Yeah.
I would take a couple New York slices over that.
Yeah, I'd rather get like a calzone or even a Detroit style pizza over a
Detroit
deep dish.
style pizza.
Give me thin crust
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
I'm not
For
turning
New
down
York.
free pizza if you give it to me, unless it's spicy. I hate spicy pizza because I don't handle spice well, and I cry. And it's
don't like
weird seeing a
Little
7-foot
Caesars.
man cry.
My dad hiccups
Really?
with spicy. Something gets too spicy, so go.
That's a good impression.
Thanks.
Next question. Rockstar, would you rather be gifted an arcade game and a dartboard, or a pinball machine and a pool table?
In my life right now,
Yeah, you're given 2 items. You can pick which 2. Arcade, console, like old school.
yeah, I'd have to do the arcade because I don't have any room for a pool table.
No room for a pool table.
you'd
More of
be-
a hassle
sticks would
than
be hitting
anything.
walls and break like the place to be on Seinfeld. We'd be hitting things. I have no room for it. I like pool, but that's one of those things like getting a hot tub. Like we got a pool table. It was fun for 2 weeks, and now nobody touches it. It just holds things. And the arcade, I don't even know which arcade game I'd get. I wasn't a big fan of the X-Men game because of the split screen, how they split it.
Did you ever
Yeah.
play the Simpsons game? I thought
Yes,
that was
Simpsons and Ninja
fantastic.
Turtles was a great. Ninja Turtles is probably what I
is
go
the
with.
greatest one.
E.g., would you rather be gifted an arcade game and a dartboard, or a pinball machine and a pool table?
I'm not gonna do logic here. I'd rather have a pool table. I have nowhere to put it either. So pool table and
Pinball machine's pretty big too.
yeah.
I think my grandma has both of those in her basement right now.
Really?
Not gonna lie.
we need
Well,
to
we have a
remote
pool
from her
table,
house.
but we
do.
have.
Can we set that up to where we can do a remote broadcast from her house?
Sure.
Does she have a foosball table?
We do have a foosball table too. But the items are now not together. It's not a conglomerate anymore.
When
It's been
Lunsford
phased
gets
out.
back, my vow is that we will air the footage that you've captured
Oh yeah.
of playing foosball.
Yeah.
But I want Lunsford to be able to be here to react to it
Okay.
fully.
Okay.
I still feel like this may have been edited.
No, it is raw footage. Raw footage.
She's wearing a different shirt.
I have it right here actually. I can just give you guys a sneak preview. And it's about 7 minutes worth of footage.
Heated
I don't-
action.
That's not gonna. I don't think this helps. You going through your phone gallery, but
But look, I mean, it's a good setup.
I can't see anything.
The camera is not picking up any of
You
that
guys can
EG.
kind of see.
Oh, that was good.
Hey,
Yeah.
can you put it in front of? Do you think you could put it
Oh,
in
yeah,
front
yeah.
of my camera and then have
Yeah.
it not focus again for the rest of the show?
Oh, well, never mind.
Okay.
I'll pass.
I thought we'd give it a shot. Tyler, arcade game and a dartboard, or a pinball machine and a pool table?
I'd go with a arcade game and a dartboard for just practicality, and then I'd love to have the Ninja Turtles game at home.
I'd love Mortal Kombat 2 would be
Mortal
fantastic.
Kombat 2 would
Miss
be
Pac-Man.
good too.
Pole position.
I'd take.
Gosh, we need to. What do you think arcades are going to have a resurgence at any point in our lifetime?
Yes.
Well, Stranger Things gave it the biggest shot. It seems like. Dave and Buster's, man. That's where the adult arcade. I don't know.
The new Dave and Busta promo they've got going on. Have you guys seen it?
I have not, but
It's
you've
little,
made me curious
it's
about it.
It's Lil Dicky and Busta Rhymes.
I'm
Oh,
sold.
That makes sense to me.
They're really relevant.
Next question. Do you feel like you can skateboard with any level of confidence, E.G.?
I broke my wrist on a skateboard. Maybe longboard, yeah. I could cruise.
You're not exuding confidence. You
No,
exude
but I'm-
confidence about a bunch of things. This isn't one of them.
No. I mean, I feel like I could. I can't do like a pipe trick thing, but I could cruise on a sidewalk.
Gotcha. We'll get you playing Tony Hawk's and call it a
Pro
day.
Skater 2, amazing. That's
Do
one
you
of the
feel
best
like
games
you
ever.
could handle yourself on a
was more of
skateboard right now,
Pro
Rockstar?
Skater 4 guy.
I had a skateboard, a Back to the Future skateboard when I was a kid that we got from Children's Palace, and I could ride it barely. But one day, as I woke up and looked outside, I left it out by the driveway, and the garbage man took it up. Took it away.
no.
Cried a lot that day.
Oh, that's depressing.
Yeah, Back to the Future skateboard.
Gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
It's all right. I mean, I was, 26 at the time? No, it was probably 7 years old. It was a bad day.
Wow. Tyler, hey, we're bringing up childhood trauma here, but do you feel like you could handle yourself on a skateboard today?
Yeah. I need to practice some more because I've been trying to get back into it. I used to do it a lot more, but I could still ride around.
So Jammin' Jeff, who's going to be up here in studio on Thursday after seeing Fall Guy Wednesday night, he desperately wants to get you back to skateboarding. He wants to take you skateboarding. Is that something you'd be willing to take him up on?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we will schedule that this Thursday, win, lose, or draw with Meltdown Triple Threat Trivia. I promise Tyler's going to be in a good mood, and we will make sure we make it a date where Tyler gets back on a skateboard and we get video footage to put on the show here.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about later.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
that's what I am talking about. But we will get video footage of the event once it happens. We're going to schedule it this week.
Schedule.
Foosball and skateboards, they're going
I feel
crazy.
like-
Heck yeah.
Does anybody else feel like Tyler's having second thoughts on
Yes.
this?
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
too soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
The kid fell asleep in Alien.
We'll work it
last
out
night.
contractually, okay? That's the way you like to make these legal obligations, and I'll get in touch with your legal
Legal?
representation.
I'm saying I actually want to, start getting back into it consistently before we put a camera on me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We won't put a camera on you then. I'm sorry. We'll let him train you, and then we'll put a camera on you. My gosh. You would think he doesn't work on camera for a living. Next question. What kind of cheese is your favorite on a sub sandwich, Tyler?
I'll go with a provolone or a Colby Jack.
Nice choice. E.G., favorite on a sub sandwich?
I love cheese. Fun fact. So it kind of depends on the sandwich, but I love a brie sandwich with fig. That's so good. And then I also love a provolone moment from Jersey Mike's. Cheddar with a grilled cheese. Any cheese is good cheese to me, and pepper jack.
I haven't tried brie on a sandwich.
Brie
I've only,
is so good.
only smoked it with some honey.
On a ciabatta bun, a little fig jam, some brie, prosciutto.
All of this
That sounds good.
very, very elitist.
Yes.
Oh my
everything
gosh.
you're saying. I'm sorry.
No.
I went on a Havarti kick one summer.
Yum.
Man,
Havarti's good stuff.
Havarti's
So
good
good.
cheese. Havarti's good cheese. But I felt elitist eating the Havarti and telling everyone about it while holding my pinky up and wearing a monocle.
Why would you wear a monocle? Mine was on our tour bus for the Fleetwood Mac thing. We had a bunch of sandwich meat for cheap lunches for some days, and I didn't know that this existed, but it was a horseradish kind of cheddar.
This was on the Jeff Gordon bus that you toured at Talladega?
I wish. that was just cheese from
Okay.
But it was a horseradish kind of cheddar thing with a turkey sandwich. It had it kind of made your nose flare and stuff like that.
Right.
Horseradish. I didn't know I'd be a fan of that, but
I
I
do not
love
like
that
horseradish.
cheese. And then pepper jack. I've gotten into pepper jack lately.
Let's see. We have Jammin' Jeff himself says pepper jack. He's probably heartbroken that you don't want to go skating with him, Tyler. We also have another Jeff that says smoked Gouda.
Ooh, yes. Yes. Smoked Gouda is so good. Any cheese. Oh, I love cheese.
Blue cheese can kiss
Ew,
it.
I don't like blue cheese. I love
Oh,
feta.
no, I like
Feta
blue
cheese can leave the
And
leave
I
the
like
building.
love
feta.
feta.
Question number 9 of 10. What's the number one thing, e.g., a waiter or waitress can do that makes you doubt them during a meal?
When they don't write down your order. I don't need
that's a
you
good
to
one.
flex on me
Yes.
with your memory because it's going to be wrong.
Keyword there was flex. I'm emphasizing the L.
Yeah.
There. Flex.
Yeah.
Flex.
Don't need you to flex on me.
I don't.
What is the advantage of that?
I don't know.
I don't like that. It's
Maybe
you
it's
look-
just a nuisance for them.
you look tacky writing something down, or they have computers that they do it's at a nice restaurant. It's they memorize it and they put their hands behind their back to let you know that they're not cheating. But it's just it's not impressive. Would I rather be impressed that you memorized it or that I got what I ordered? I don't understand what.
Well, I give them the benefit of the doubt until
It's wrong.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay. And then you know what it turns into? Well, I heard you say, and that if they ever pull the whole, well, I heard you say, at that point it's like, well,
Listen to me now.
Let's go to the official notepad. Oh wait,
Yeah.
there wasn't one.
Exactly.
You know,
There's no record.
let's bring
Let's
this.
pull the receipts, if you will.
Yes,
The literal receipts.
Let's do a deposition now.
I no longer give the waiters a bit the benefit of the doubt when they decide to remember everything. There was one time where that happened, and they brought out something that someone in my party was allergic to, deathly allergic
no.
to.
Oh, no.
And this is something we've mentioned to them time and time again.
Wait, what was the allergy?
Onions. They are severely allergic to whatever the protein is in onions.
Oh,
And-
no.
Wow.
Yep.
Tyler, we went
So-
from having a nuisance to you being in a life or death situation here.
Oh, it wasn't me. It was somebody I was with.
Well, yes,
at the
but
time.
I mean, still, you were experiencing
there's
that.
a medical emergency going on because one of the cooks at Waffle House was
I
like,
love Waffle
I
House.
got this. I know exactly how you like your hash browns.
No. Oh, my
Extra
gosh.
onions. No, I didn't.
Now-
Okay.
No.
Waffle House, I do trust those workers more than the average establishment.
Exactly.
I do love Waffle House and their workers.
I went to a Waffle House with a friend that was tipsy at 2 a.m. after a poker tournament, and he placed an order, and he was like, I have a very specific order for you. She's like, okay, hon, what do you want? And he's like, I want fully loaded hash browns without sausage,
oh
onion,
my god.
Yeah.
blah, 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 or hash browns. And she looks at him like, what? And he's like, that's what I want. And I'm like, you just said, dude, that you don't want hash browns in your hash browns. And you also said you wanted it fully loaded while taking out
Yeah.
half of the ingredients. So anyway, it made it very difficult for her. But I was trying to navigate as the drunk whisperer to what the proper hash brown order should be.
We're at a Chevron.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Last question here. Tyler, does drone technology excite or worry you more when you think about it and its future implications?
Excite. I think they've done a decent enough job with like the license and registration system that they've got, and different places you can fly it in. But
You're
It's
more
just too-
optimistic about the
yeah.
future of that technology
yeah,
being developed.
right now.
for-
It's just too expensive for a lot of people to get into it for professional grade stuff. So
Rockstar, when you think about the future of drone technology, does it worry or excite you more?
I just always think when people say that they're going to deliver your prescriptions and Amazon's going to do it, I just see neighborhood kids swinging bats at it and trying to be like, because I mean, why would you not? Like, I don't know what's going to happen to me if I knock down that thing. It's be funny to impress my friends that I can throw a ball at it. For some reason, I see that happening, and then somebody's itchy prescription gets revealed, like, oh my God, so and so's on this. I mean, just stuff like that.
when people start going Christmas shopping with a pellet gun.
Yeah.
I see issues with the whole drones are coming to deliver packages.
But do you
and-
not just imagine that just chaos, just like 16 drones in your neighborhood, like from Amazon, just like, oh my God, like it's the buzzing. Like it's just, this is so overwhelming to me. Like I think of chaos like that, not like it's just one drone in one neighborhood. Like it thinks like we could do more. And what's the weight limit? With like a 80-pound box in the air, like,
E.g., you've had a couple of issues with making sure that you have package security with deliveries that you are
Yes.
expecting. We won't get into all of that.
No, I'd love to though.
I know you would. But when it comes to drones being the future of basically deliveries, does that excite you or worry you?
No, it doesn't excite me. And when I was at Georgia Southern and I was producing, we had a drone. This is actually when I was doing Sideline that entered the airspace, and we had our own drone that we were using for production. So it was actually really cool. So we could cut to the drone footage of the stadium or the crowd. And it was an absolute like nuisance trying to get that person to move their drone out of the way, because there's not a lot of like, you do have to get registered and you have to have it accounted for. But if someone is in your airspace, you can't do much about it. And it was super frustrating.
I have some concerns, but if it does get things to us in a
Yeah.
reasonable amount of time and efficiently to where the products inside are not damaged, then who knows? Could be a great deal for all of us. That's going to do it for 10 with Tim. We appreciate everybody playing along in the chat, and we appreciate all of our different contributors here with their different life perspectives, adding in not only their personal stories, but also their personal preferences. With John still out recovering from his wounds today, we still have a new type of list to feature. Now for the second time, so saddle up and get prepared for Tyler. I mean, the respectable Tyler Johns' personal picks on the second ever edition of a Lunceless List.
What is this? What is this? Nonsense list, nonsense list. Oh, Nonsense list to find. Nonsense list to find. Nonsense list to find. Nonsense list to find.
All right, as Tyler continues to somewhat hold the show hostage while also performing excellent on it, it is time for another Lunceless List. And this is where I give Tyler a topic and he counts down the 5 things that coordinates with that topic. Tyler, what topic did I prescribe to you going into today's episode?
The topic you gave me, the 5 movies that never fail to make me laugh.
These are the 5 movies that always hit Tyler Lionel Johns' funny bone. And that right there got a laugh. Rockstar, you are obviously a consumer of comedy films.
And a consumer.
E.g., you love to laugh.
I love to laugh.
It's one of your favorite things to do. It is now Tyler's job to be the funniest guy in the room by recounting some of his favorite films of all time that are of the comedy genre.
Oh, yeah. These
yeah.
are my comedy comfort movies.
Love it. Do you want to start off with number 5, or is there anything else that needs to be said to set up the list?
Nope. Let's start it off.
All right, here we
I
go.
would do with 5 right now.
Number 5. I do wonder if he's going to rip down the whole microphone.
Well, Lunsford's
Oh,
only done it
it's
every
close.
other day.
But, I mean, putting the headset on the microphone itself makes it so much more deadly
Well,
if, for some reason, his foot gets trapped in the
That is so
headphone
true.
cord. You
I'm
know,
giving
it's-
them a shot of it right now.
Whew, it's very, very scary for me. I don't think Lunch would be happy if the whole place is wrecked.
Oh my goodness, we lived this, Rocky.
At number 5,
oh, we did.
Talladega Nights. Story of Ricky Bobby.
Wait, Tyler, why did you not want to accompany
Should
us
say
to
that.
live out your favorite movie?
Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
I didn't know what I could do out there. I didn't know y'all
None of us
needed
knew-
me
You
for
didn't have to
anything.
do anything.
None of us knew what we could do, but
No.
you just observe, my friend. Just
Take
let
it in.
Soak it in.
All
Let it
right.
wash over you, the stench.
When this movie came out in our area, it was an event. I remember there being autograph signings. I remember there being people packed up around the block to get into this film. It was a big deal, Talladega Nights, and it was one that delivered a very funny movie. Tyler, tell me why it hit your funny bone.
So you got the first collaboration between Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly. But like a lot of other films that are going to show up on this list, it is stacked with great support cast. You got Michael Clark Duncan, you got Gary Cole, Amy Adams, Sacha Baron Cohen, you got Andy from Conan, and then you've got Jack McBrayer as well. Like, it's loaded.
It is. It's got a great cast. The dinner table scene, obviously, where they threatened to throw Chip's war medals off the bridge, or else I guess they got caught doing that, always somehow makes me laugh. It holds up really well. Cal Naughton Jr. being played by John C. Reilly, fantastic. But the line that not a lot of people out here talk about that has always made me laugh is when his dad gets kicked out of Applebee's and he starts yelling. He starts yelling that Applebee's has rats. Didn't want to hear it. Applebee's has rats, and he's trying to tell people they got rats. And
Was that Mike Brady?
It was Mike Brady
No.
from the Brady Bunch movie. Makes me laugh every single time. So a strong start here at number 5. Anything else you want to talk about when it comes to the legacy of Talladega Nights?
It's just so quotable and memorable every step of the way. You mentioned just these random little scenes, and we all laugh, and we all have the image in our head of it happening in the movie.
Are we surprised there has not been a sequel to Talladega Nights?
I'm happy for that.
I'm happy for
Talladega
that as well.
Days.
After seeing Anchorman 2, I'm also
Yeah.
happy for that, but I am kind of shocked we never got the sequel.
Which is crazy.
And with Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly not being on the best terms right now, I don't think we ever
I know,
will.
like
That
Watson and
sucks.
Holmes. I mean, come on, we need a sequel to that.
So I haven't heard about this. What happened between them?
Supposedly it had to do with the Winning Time HBO
Laker Dynasty.
series where you had them both fighting over the same part, and John C. Reilly ended up getting the part and
Gotcha.
created a rift.
Showbiz, baby.
Yes.
That's rough.
Yeah,
But
there you go. I think it was
number
Jerry
4.
Buss was the part.
Yes.
Number 4, moving on to number 4. Talladega Nights starting us off strong at number 5.
He avoided the microphone.
No, he did not.
And he kind of tripped.
No, he did not,
I
actually.
ain't putting the headset on the microphone.
Yeah, that is true. But for those that don't know, Tyler is a human wrecking ball when he enters a space.
Can you imagine him on a skateboard?
I'm hoping to get video footage of it, but it looks like I'm going to have to work that out through some sort of negotiation. Number 4, Okay, the 21 and 22 Jump Street series. This is with Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill.
Never seen him.
Channing.
Ooh, Channing. Yes, that was from your viewing of Challengers where they showed a Channing Tatum trailer and the woman next to Tyler said, ooh, Channing. And ever since then, Tyler's been saying it. So that person inspired
you.
you.
So funny. But
hey, I'm going to interrupt you here real quick to tell a funny story. And I'm sorry about that, Tyler, but you sparked a memory and I've got to tell it because it's one of the funniest things. We went to go see Abigail and there were two other people to the left of us and the whole rest of the theater was empty. But they did the Nicole Kidman ad before the AMC movie, and they go, AMC theaters, we make movies better. And this guy over to the left of us, he goes, debatable. And me and Tyler were both laughing. I don't know. Do you even remember that?
I remember that. No,
debatable.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow.
Dude,
Glad there's only two other people that heard that joke.
He could have yelled a profanity. We were in an R-rated movie. There was no one else in there. But instead, he just really wanted to argue the facts of the case with Nicole Kidman, who doesn't even know he exists.
Says the guy who's seeing Abigail, but okay.
There you go. Not a movie I'd recommend. Okay, Tyler, 21 and 22 Jump Street. They call him the Mexican Wolverine. What's your thoughts on this series?
My name's Jeff.
Yeah. My name is Jeff.
Scene. So this is a Phil Lord and Chris Miller collaboration. They also gave us the Spider-Verse movies, which if you've seen those, you know how funny they are and how heartfelt they can be. Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum have such great comedic chemistry in this movie. And then, as I previously mentioned, you got a good role of support cast. You've got Dave Franco, Rob Riggle, Ice Cube, Nick Offerman. Better police captain than he is a president, I might say.
Thank you for that. See, me and you agreeing on Civil War. I don't know. Maybe Lunsford just needs to stay home. I don't know. Maybe I'm being contractually forced to say that. I don't know. Go ahead, continue.
Permanently Lunceless List.
Oh my gosh!
Is the sequel
don't kick
just
the hornet's nest?
You said 21 and 22, so the sequel lives up to the original?
I think so. I think they go hand in hand.
I've never seen it. I've just never seen it. I need to watch 21 Jump Street.
They're dumb, but
I know.
It's just
Talladega Nights isn't a real thinker.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But it is just such a fun time. Also, in 21 Jump Street, you have an appearance from Johnny Pemberton, now known as Thaddeus from the Brotherhood of Steel and Fallout.
There you go.
And
all kinds of tie-ins.
I still wish if you've seen 22 Jump Street, right?
I've seen both, yes.
I wish they had made all the sequels that you see in the end credits of 22 Jump Street. 23 Jump Street Medical School. There's a ballet school.
You know what ended up holding up sequels to 21 and 22 Jump Street?
There was a Men in Black crossover and then the data leak through Sony, right?
They were going to have a crossover event with Men in Black, and it would have made Rockstar very angry because he doesn't like Karate Kid crossovers.
You got to keep Men in Black standard. You don't cross over that.
It was going to be Men in Black and 21, 22 Jump Street, which would have, I'm telling you, it would have worked. It maybe sounds like it wouldn't have.
No, I mean, I don't.
But you put Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill together with their chemistry in those Men in Black get-ups, and I'm telling you it would have worked. But ended up not working out, getting it produced, and really, Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill have sort of fallen off the map completely.
Yeah, Jonah Hill's been doing more directing and producing.
Oh, he's Ozempic, man. He's down. He looks like he's 120 pounds. It's rough.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's looking gaunt.
Let's go ahead and go to number 3. Jonah Hill was very upset to lose out on the role of the Riddler in the Batman movie. He wanted that one desperately. They said, hey, how about you play the Penguin instead? He said, you're not going to fat shame me. I'm not going to play the Penguin.
Gotcha.
And now Colin Farrell is just killing it with that Penguin role. Number 3, we're going with Friday. Friday. Got to get down on Friday.
Yep.
A classic.
Yep.
Yes. Tell me why.
Come on, I'm in the kitchen.
This
you
one,
in the kitchen.
Tell me why this one always never fails to make you laugh, Tyler.
For one, the scene Rocky just quoted right there. That is one of my favorite scenes in the movie. But a lot of the movies on this list they're made up of all these scenes that are funny. Friday, it's like almost every single line in the movie is a punchline, and it's to the point where the director's cut with deleted scenes is almost unwatchable, because in that scene Rocky's talking about, John Witherspoon just riffs for like 3 minutes straight, and it's just punchline after punchline after punchline, and you don't even get a chance to hear the next line because you're laughing at the old joke.
I think Friday probably... Which one do you think is more quoted in your circles? Is it Friday or is it Talladega Nights? Because I don't think 21 and 22 Jump Street would be in that conversation. But would you
Recently,
say?
I would say Talladega Nights.
Think so?
Like, from the past decade, Talladega Nights, because it's more fresh and it's kind of local.
But
people-
Friday also gave us the Bye Felicia meme.
And
Yeah.
my wife,
Took over.
whose name is Felicia, hears
loves
that
this?
Ooh,
all the time. It
you say
doesn't
that-
get on her
do
nerves.
you
She
say that
takes
every-
it with stride.
Do you say that every time
I
you hang
don't.
up the phone with her?
I don't.
You should do that. It'd be
I don't.
funny.
Everyone
Okay.
else does, and they always seem like, oh, I'm the first person
Yeah.
who said this to them. And that is not the case.
Does she know that you're tall?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. People are always talking about my height when we meet, and it's not the first time, I promise you that. But we all take it in stride. We all have these things about us. Your middle name, Lionel, a lot of people are bringing that up, and
Yeah.
it's a really important thing.
What's up, Big Perm? Big Worm.
Let's go to number 2 on this Lunceless list. John, by the way, has put his list out. Would anybody like to hear it?
Yeah.
Fast and the Furious 2 because of script.
No.
Oh.
John says number 5, Dodgeball.
that's a good pick.
Number 4, Superbad.
Oh.
I think it's too high. I think it's ranked too high. Number 3, Hangover. Number 2, Anchorman. Number 1, Wedding Crashers. All right. Number 2 on the Lunceless list, a movie that Lunsford did not pick, is Step Brothers. And Tyler,
Uh-oh.
I'm a little angry, and I'm going to tell you why. You're crushing this.
Because I got 2 Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly collaborations.
I'm not saying because of that. I'm saying that Step Brothers is hysterical.
It's a great movie.
I thought it was funny from the moment I saw it. It took a while for it to catch on. It
Yeah.
took multiple cable listings and for people to finally figure it out that it is one of the funniest comfort films ever. It's always funny. Every time I
Yes.
put it on, it's funny. Them building the bunk beds, that whole sequence.
So much
It was
room
so
for
bad.
activities.
There's blood everywhere. So much blood.
Exactly.
It's so bad.
I know.
Why would you let us do this?
Exactly. Why would you let us do
Had a
this?
samurai sword autographed by Randy Jackson.
Oh my gosh. So funny.
Not gonna not get Randy Jackson's autograph.
Catalina wine mixer. Everything about it is just hysterical. Adam Scott playing the ultimate D-bag. Look. What else needs to be said, Tyler? Give us some more here. Give us some more hits of Step Brothers.
So this is the best out of the Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly collaborations, in my opinion. I think you guys agree as well. Support, it's there. Adam Scott, and this is endlessly rewatchable, endlessly quotable. Did you touch my drum set?
This place is a prison.
I love when they're trying to get the new buyers to not come in and buy the house and what they're going through, all the different steps. Richard Jenkins, who plays the father
great
in
one.
this
Yes.
movie, is also in the movie If, which is coming out.
I
It's
saw
bad.
that.
They go through this star-studded cast of like who's a part of the cast. And then they get to Richard Jenkins, and I'm like, I love that pick.
Yeah.
And it's because of Step Brothers. Richard Jenkins is really, really quietly funny with how he can play it so comically straight. So,
When
Step
I grew
Brothers,
up, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a dinosaur.
right. A wonderful choice here. The fancy sauce scene, right? It's my fancy sauce. Love it. Love it all. Great choice there, Tyler. Let's move on. Unless you want to get to some honorable mentions here.
I have honorable mentions, and I don't think this is a situation where you could guess number 1 based on my
Okay,
honorable
give me your
mentions.
honorable mentions.
So we can go ahead and get to it. So at number 6, just missing the list, I've got The Other Guys.
Still haven't seen it.
I don't like
You're
that
a big
movie.
Will Ferrell guy.
Yes, I am.
Anchorman not on. I mean, Anchorman's not your jam. Anchorman is
He
the
hadn't gone
funniest
number-
movie ever
He
made.
hadn't gone to number 1 yet.
I never really liked Anchorman, to be honest with you.
We got to give it another shot, Tyler. Just promise me you'll give it another shot.
Watch Anchorman 2.
I'll give it another shot.
What else you got?
Number 7, this is shout out EG, got Scooby-Doo from 2002.
Oh my god.
my
I
God.
love that
What?
movie.
Oh my God.
No way.
That is so awesome.
It still makes me laugh. It is a comfort comedy.
Yeah, it
It's one of
is.
the first, it might be the first movie I ever saw in a theater. It's the definition of comfort food for me. And
Agreed.
it still makes me laugh 20 years later.
Look, this is what the list is supposed to be. It's supposed to be this is important to me, and for those that it's important to, you'll know what I'm talking about. And
Yeah.
we just had that moment between
We
Tyler and
did.
EG, and with you guys
Did
being
we
such,
just become best friends?
with you guys being such fierce triple threat trivia competitors, to see some kumbaya
Yeah.
before we get into the arena tomorrow, it is really nice to see because we are on the cusp of what is going to be an
Greatness.
all-time triple threat trivia match tomorrow where blood will be spilled here live in studio on the show.
Is your car called the
Metaphorically.
Mystery G machine?
No, but it might be now.
Okay. Should have cashed out there, Rockstar.
I did. I had too many chips.
What else you got for honorable mentions?
Number 8, I got Superbad. It was a good
Superbad's
pick
good
by
film.
John.
It's fine. It's a
I
little
like it.
overrated.
And then even just missing that cut is Shrek. I love Shrek.
Oh,
Shrek is
Still haven't seen Shrek.
it's
Shrek
a very
2
funny
is
movie.
my favorite.
I still think Puss in Boots is one of the best movies I've seen over the past 5 years. The
Yeah,
Last
The
Wish.
Last Wish. The animation was crazy. in that.
Incredible, that movie.
Crazy.
And I know people, they just mock me when I say it, but watch it and tell me I'm wrong. Also, darkly funny.
Yes.
Darkly funny in there. Okay, number one on the Lunceless List. We are all waiting in anticipation. What is about to happen? The movie, and I bet you I can guess it.
Guess it.
Team America World Police.
What?
That is a.
That's not your pick?
that is
I
a
could have sworn that was
fantastic
going to be
film.
number one for you.
Oh my goodness.
Wait.
What?
The
Greatest
Goonies.
movie of
The
all
Goonies?
time.
You didn't ask for the greatest movie. You asked for the funniest movies.
And this is one that never fails to make me laugh.
This is out of left field for me.
Wow.
Give me a part that you think is the.
Hey, you guys. Is
Not
that
that.
it?
That's it. Truffle Shuffle.
Yeah.
Come on.
Look, I love
Come
the
on.
Goonies. It's
No more
endearing.
pinches of power. No more pinches of power. Guys, I'm in
This
another
is
room.
this is a
Data's
controversial
tired
pick.
of falling.
This is a controversial
$50
pick.
bill.
The Goonies is the
Goonies.
funniest film in your personal life. The funniest, not the most fun, not the most adventure filled. It's also it's very dark at parts. You find the Goonies to be the funniest film that's currently a part of the catalog in which you've seen. Tell me more.
It has never failed to make me laugh once. It is something I rewatch all the time, even now. Every time it's on TV, I'll sit down, watch the rest of the Goonies. It is endlessly funny for me. And it's also...
Guys, I think this is a Chester Copperpot. Who? Chester Copperpot. Oh,
Booty
guys, if he was a professional, we hit down here too, guys, and he died. Oh, guys. Lou Gehrig?
It's amazing how good of a impression that is.
He does a great short round.
Yeah.
Yes.
No more parachutes.
My gosh.
I feel like I'm stepping on fortune cookies. That's not racist.
What is happening? Do you have anything on booby traps? Can you give me anything on that?
Booty traps.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
That's what I said. Be quiet. Shh. $50 bill. $50 bill. We had the money.
You would think that you and Tyler have watched every single viewing that he's ever had of this movie.
Oh, I
with
love
way
the
you
Goonies,
guys
but I
have-
wouldn't say it's the
I love
funniest
the
movie of all
Goonies, but
time.
Tyler, I think this is a controversial pick. This is
Yeah.
maybe the first real big controversial pick you've had in the history of the Lunceless List, because I don't think a lot of people equate this with being a laugh out loud kind of movie.
That's fine. I grew up with this one, which is kind of weird to say as someone born in 1999, but this is something that I had the VHS for, and I watched it when I was very young, and I never stopped watching it, and still haven't.
No, we get your love for it. I just wonder if it.
It's still...
I just wonder if it qualifies better under a
I
different list.
pushed my sister down the stairs and I blamed it on the dog.
Okay. The more you laugh at Rockstar, the more it makes me look like a jerk for being like, I'm not sure this is the movie that you think it is, but you continue to laugh, which makes me know that you're being authentic with your number one choice. Did you immediately have your number one when you were thinking about the list?
Yes.
No doubt.
So, like Luntz has said, the hardest thing about Luntz's list is what do you leave off? And when Tim gave me the topic, 5 comedies that never fail to make you laugh, I took this as comfort food, things that I have rewatched and still laugh all the time at. The Goonies, Step Brothers, Friday were the first ones to show up on the list, and then after that, it was filling in those last 2 spots in the honorable mentions with the next 4 or 5 movies that immediately came to mind.
I really do like the Goonies. I'm not trying to be a Goonies hater. I love it. I was not expecting in a million years. You could have given me 1,000 guesses. And
I've
I would
told
have
you
never
it's
come
my
up-
favorite movie of all time, Tim.
I would have never come up with this being the movie that you consider to be the funniest. I wouldn't have. I'm just being completely transparent here. Love the Goonies. Think it's great. I just am glad that you get that much laugh out loud enjoyment, especially over these other movies that you've listed out. So if you think I'm disappointed in you, I am, but not in the level in
Man.
which you probably think I am.
You smell like Fizz Ed.
Okay. I want to remind you about our title sponsor. Great place to spend some time, get some entertainment value, and build up your bankroll. That is at MyBookie. At MyBookie.ag, you can bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. With the postseasons going on for the NBA and NHL, which, by the way, go Mavericks, go Stars. Stars winning last night, 4-2 on the road there in Vegas, headed back home now, evening up that series. There are plenty of opportunities to cash out and win, or let it ride at MyBookie. Join the MyBookie family for daily odds boosts, same-game parlays, and super contests. A lot of exciting action there at mybookie.ag. Make sure you use our promo code. It's featured right here in the bottom of the screen. That is next round for a first-time deposit bonus. Bet and play absolutely anything, anytime, anywhere, all with MyBookie. Want to thank all of you for participating in the show, those in the chat, those here in the studio with me, our Culver studio. Tyler, looking forward to having you back tomorrow. Any final words before Meltdown Triple Threat Trivia? Tonight is the night where you have your last night to study and rest.
I hope it goes better than last time.
Okay. Well, I thought, what happened to you? You put Lunsford in the hospital and you put Ush into obscurity. What happened to that whole
And you got a
talk?
contract signed.
I did both of those, and I hope that all the whole contract thing isn't just for me to lose tomorrow.
We will see. We have EG who's been here with us, and EG, always enjoy you bringing your
thank
energy
you.
to the show. I believe Brian Pavlik a little upset with you that you picked against him and picked Reed.
It's a dark horse.
He said he
pick.
used to be an egresser, and he's maybe
No.
reconsidering his
He's
conditions.
still an egresser. We're gonna have some merch soon.
Oh, you're going to have some merch? Okay. We'll work
As
on
of right
that.
now, we'll have some merch soon.
We'll work on that. And Rocky, you always are
Thank
someone
you.
who lights up our life, and we appreciate you being
Thank
here
so
very
much.
much.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
If you have not given us that thumbs up, we'd appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe and stay tuned right here to all we've got going on with the Meltdown all summer long, as we're set to see The Fall Guy kicking off the summer movie season tomorrow night. We'll have our review for you on Thursday. Don't miss Triple Threat Trivia tomorrow. It's a big-time matchup, and we cannot wait for it. 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern.